Hey, if you had an accident tomorrow, though, seriously, would you know where to bring your car? You're going to go to V&J Auto Body. V&J Auto Body has been repairing cars for 40 years. It's a small family-owned business. They are a proud sponsor of ours. They've been with us since the beginning. Folks, I can't say enough about V&J Auto Body. State-of-the-art facility. They are one of the most certified shops in Suffolk County. They have the technology, the business processes, the equipment, and most importantly, the personnel to repair your car and make sure that it's put back to pre-loss condition. For your convenience, they now have two amazing locations, one in Southampton and, of course, the original location in Lindenhurst, New York. All right, so go to VandJAutobody.com. They can be reached at 631-226-0070. Remember, V&J Auto Body is looking out for your interests, not the interests of the insurance guys. Hey, everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of the one and only Crash Course Podcast. Welcome all, one and the same newbies. Hey, listen, if you've been following the show since the good old days over on radio, I just want to say, starting the new year, I know we're in February already, and I'm sure I already said Happy New Year, everybody out there. But anyway, Happy New Year. 26 looks to be a pretty damn good year for everybody, especially if you like making money, right? I know the stock market's already looking pretty good. I've been doing pretty good in the stock market there. I'm not a world-renowned trader, but, I try and do what I can do on my own, and I got to say, my portfolio's been, it's been in the green, and it's definitely on the increase dollar-wise. So that's a cool thing, right? I mean, you can't argue with that, man, right? Despite what everybody's opinions might be about different shit and everything, bottom line is money, folks. Come on, right? Money talks, and you know what else walks. So, so I think we're going to have I think it's going to be a cool year. I don't know about Bitcoin, though. I'm getting shellacked probably because I decided to invest a ton of money. The crypto world decided to take a crap. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I'm sure people out there a lot smarter than me or a lot more in the know probably understand it. I don't. I was told to get into it 3 years ago. I did. Probably should have got out midway through the year. That stuff exploded. I was looking at over 200 grand in my wallet. I'm sure everybody else that was invested at that time had the same outcome. I don't know. Maybe there were probably people smarter than me that sold and made money, but nope, I wrote it right down to the bottom. That's the kind of trader I am. But I don't know. All the guru guys that I'm with, the think tanks and the investment guys, you have subscriptions to these guys that are supposed to guide you and everything. All the wizards I know were telling me to stay in there. It's going to get better. It's going to explode. It's going to go parabolic and all this other hoity-toity language. And the only thing I see now is everything's in the toilet. So I don't know what the hell's going on with crypto. If you do, God bless, but I don't know. But I certainly can't sell now, so I'm in it for the long haul, right? But stock market's doing great. Everything's looking good. Hopefully the rates come down a little bit. I know it's painful out there if you're trying to buy something, especially over here in Long Island. We're coming to you from Suffolk County, Long Island, here with Crash Course. I don't know about the rest of the country, but I know here in New York, it just sucks. All right? Plain and simple, man. If you're looking to buy a house, good luck. I got to tell you, Long Island is great if you got money. If you're loaded, great place to be. All right, great beaches. You got Manhattan's only an hour away. Great food, restaurants, entertainment. We got wonderful beaches. You got the mountains 3 hours north to go skiing. I love skiing. I'm a big skier. I get in my car. I can actually hit a ski resort. But, man, this place sucks. All right, I'm sorry. If you don't have money, this place is nothing but a struggle. All right, and it's a real damn disappointment that that's what they've done to New York State. All right, grew up here, born and raised here. Grew up in the 60s and the 70s, and it's just really, punch in the gut type of thing to see how absolutely shitty things have gotten because of piss poor management by mostly politicians, right? It's always politicians that ruin everything, all right? But at any rate, I digress. Welcome to Crash Course. You know what we're doing here. If you've been with us, if you haven't, if you're just stopping by, you're clicking around, you got your little phone there or your tablet or whatever the hell you're on, and you hear me. And you're like, who the hell is this guy and what is his deal? I do the same thing. You're like, what is this guy all about? So what we do here is we like to say we give the folks information and knowledge they need and can use and advice they can trust, right? And that's been our mantra from the beginning. We continue to do that. as we move forward here. I do have some exciting news. I'm really, really pumped up about this. I think this is going to be really good for the consumer and good for the auto body industry here on Long Island and hopefully statewide. So we've had the relaunch. Okay, check it out. The relaunch of Collision Services Network. That's right. Collision Service Network. You can go to collisionservicenetwork.net. I believe that's what we settled on. Yes, I got my engineers are all shaking their head. Engineers, I got a panel of engineers here. Yes, so it's collisionservicenetwork.net.
No, it's CSN Media.
Oh, hold on a second. We have a correction coming to you live. All right, everything's live here. What do we got? I got the control center here with the engineers. They're giving me violent head gyrations here.
CSNmedia.net.
All right, so it's csnmedia.net. Okay, CSN stands for Collision Service Network Media.net. All right, and the reason why I'm really pumped up about this is we've decided to saddle up with an amazing company. All right, Barone Media Solutions Incorporated. All right, these are the folks that bring you my show. All right, they do fabulous work. All right, phenomenal work. Obviously, you can see what goes on here. If you've seen some of our commercials, all right. In fact, everybody go check out the new commercial that I think we launched just last week. All right, check that out. That's for V&J Auto Body. Okay, V&J Auto Body is one of our amazing sponsors. Been with us from the beginning. Can't say enough about those guys. All right, Chandler Ravone and James Ravone, they're new owners. All right, and those guys are just spectacular. And as far as getting your car fixed, folks, you've heard me talk about the importance of knowing who's fixing your car, how they're fixing it, and why they're fixing it that way. All right, and of course today, and we're going to get into some of this. It's very, very important to understand what's going on in this industry. All right, and I mean the collision side and the insurance side, because you hear a lot about how the insurance guys work with the collision side. That's not exactly true. All right, and if they are working together, they're usually working to screw you. All right. But at V&J Auto Body, all right, these folks are going to make sure that they represent your interests, not the interests of the insurance companies. I can't stress that enough, folks. You get into the mud with these guys and you're in trouble today. All right? You really are. No, all joking aside, any cliches or, little anhamic, remarks and stuff in the past and comedic remarks. It's all fine and dandy, but it's all seriousness. So this stuff is really starting to get deep. All right, with what these guys are doing, and it's affecting the consumer, it's affecting us. You put a claim in, and you're actually finding yourself in a little bit of a conundrum there with respect to what your expectations are with your car. All right, so we'll take a deep dive into that here in just a minute. But V&J Auto Body, all right, you can reach those guys at 631-226-0070. You can also see them on the bottom. All right, of this show. While this show is running, you can look on the bottom there, and there's information about how to reach them, their webpage. All right, they're centrally located in Lindenhurst, and they also have another location for our friends on the East End in Southampton. All right, I don't believe that that's active right now. I think we reopen that in the spring, sometime around April. Okay, that office will be available again. So if you're out that way, you can stop by Southampton, look at V&J. All right, we have donuts, coffee, all kinds of swag in there. Stop by, say hello to Joe or Jerry. All right, Jerry's our man. He's the main man out there. Jerry mans the door out there. Right, mans the fences when he's running the office out there for us. All right, I think Joe also. All right, but anyway, Southampton, all right? So if you're in that neck of the woods, you want to stop by, like I said, some really cool swag. I think they have some coffee, tea, and crumpets there, all right? And you can say hello. 24/7 concierge service, which means we can pick you up or your car or both, deliver a rental right to you, right to your door, all right? Total convenience at your fingertips. All right? V&J Auto Body. Check them out if you need that kind of work, you need that kind of representation. You want to get these guys involved, all right? They're going to stand in your shoes and help you, and not worry about the insurance companies. All right, so let's get into some stuff real quick here, because a lot of stuff to unpack. A lot of changes happening out there. All right, you do have Allstate, you have State Farm. Listen up, okay? So if you have Allstate, Oh no, there he is. He's back. We're gonna dress this guy up this year. I think Squeaky's gonna be traded in for a friend. But anyway, remember what I said? When you hear Squeaky getting worked up, pay attention, folks. It's some serious stuff. All right. I know it's a little bit of a joke there, but all seriousness. All right. Lot of bad things happen. Are you insured with State Farm and Allstate? All right. One guy says you're in good hands. The other one says you're a good neighbor. I don't know about that anymore. That may have applied decades ago, but I'm telling you right now, folks, it don't apply anymore. I don't know how good hands. It seems like they, I like to go like this. Allstate, the good hands people, whoops, and then they drop you. And State Farm is the bad neighbor, right? Like a bad neighbor, State Farm is never there. At any rate, these two companies just keep coming up with new ideas and new policies and procedures and all kinds of ways to contort themselves around Reg 64 and avoid basically what I would consider an ethical approach to the process of negotiating when it comes to your claim. And it's your claim. It's not my claim. It's your claim. Right? You come to V&J Auto Body, you come to any body shop, it's your claim. It's not the body shop's claim. Okay? You need to understand that. It's you, not the body shop. They're fixing your car. If you come to V&J, we're going to represent your interest, not the interest of the insurance company. And that's great. But it begins and ends with you. Okay? It's your insurance company. You made the claim. All right? And these are the guys that you picked to help you out when you get in a situation. Okay? And Allstate and State Farm are horrible right now. Okay, these guys are constantly evolving, all right, in bad ways, right? They're looking for ways. Hey, listen, what have I been saying here from the beginning? The one thing that insurance companies are very good at doing, right? Well, I should say there's two things that they're good at doing, right? But certainly one of them is what? They look for ways to cut costs when, where, and often. And it starts the minute you pick up the phone to make your claim, all right? And I say jokingly, all right, think about it. You get on the phone, hey, I got to report a claim, right? Already the wheels are spinning, right? They're setting up your claim and everything like that. And then you tell them, I need a rental. Folks, the rental thing, you've heard me talk about this. Rental is an area that the insurance companies have identified as a pinch point to control cost, all right? And they will do that as effectively as possible, all right? But they continually evolve around that principle, all right? And what's the principle? Cutting cost. I mean, plain and simple. All right. Now, granted, they're a business. All right. And I've stressed this before. They're a business. They're no different than, Ford or Chevy or Apple or Microsoft or any of these other guys out there. At the end of the day, they are a business. Now, what differentiates themselves from a lot of these other corporations is what? They have a fiduciary responsibility. What does that mean? Fancy word, right? Word of the day, fiduciary. That simply means that they're granted certain expectations and rights, okay, as it relates to the state that they're licensed to do business in, to conduct business with a fiduciary, from a fiduciary point of view. It means they're handling money, all right, or they're entrusted to handle money or discuss monetary things, all right, or represent people in a fiduciary way. In other words, in a monetized way. And that involves ethics, it involves regulations, it involves laws, right, in the state that they are domiciled to basically conduct business, right? And that would be to sell insurance products and obviously, service the claims that they then have to from the policies that they sell. All right. So technology. Okay, and I've spoke about this in the past. I had a whole show on this a while back about how technology has impacted this industry. Insurance companies have leveraged technology to their advantage. No surprise, right? All businesses are doing it, right? We hear about all this AI stuff. It's going to be the next greatest thing, right? Robots everywhere, AI, artificial intelligence, all this shit. Well, guess what? The insurance companies jumped all over that shit. I would say they were probably ahead of the curve on that. All right, and unfortunately, when they use it to cut costs, that means they're cutting us. All right. And it shows up when you have a claim. And what I mean by they're cutting us is they're cutting into our settlement. All right. What do I mean by that? Well, you get in a wreck, you call State Farm or you call Allstate. Say, hey man, I got an accident and everything. Oh, great. All right. Well, let me take all the information down. We'll set it all up to get the claim number and stuff. What they don't tell you, and the agent don't tell you, right? Because State Farm and Allstate, what do they have? They have independent agents. So all they can do is sell Allstate or State Farm business. They can't go out off the rails and sell other policies for other companies. They're not brokers. They are basically, agents for those specific companies. And those guys, all they want to do is sell, folks. They could give a rat's ass about what the hell they're selling you. I'm sorry, and I don't give a shit. There's some agent out there right now, wringing his hand. This is bullshit. I care about my policy holders. Yeah, I know you do. On some level, you do. But the bottom line is what? You're selling a product, and the product is an insurance policy, a contract. And after that guy signs it and gives you the check, right? Bye. Take it easy. You got coverage. He don't know what kind of coverage he has. Right? And therein lies the devil in the details with insurance, folks. And this is why I stress all the time, shop your insurance, right? You've heard me say this. Get involved. Find out what the hell it is you're paying for. Insurance to me has always been an enigma with this, right? Because anything else, you could pull somebody off the street and ask them what they're paying for, and they could tell you. I got a car. Well, what'd you pay for? Oh, I got a Chevy. Or I got a Nissan Frontier. They know what they paid for. They know all the options packages. Oh, I got the top of the line stereo. I got fancy wheel package. I got this. I got that. Everybody knows everything about the car, right? Buy a house, same thing. I bought the house. Oh, it was cool. It had air conditioning, central air, this and that, upgraded roof, upgraded washer, dryer, new hot water heater, new burner, right down the line, right? Anything. Buy a new power tool. I bought this tool, man. It's freaking great. It's, it does everything, right? Cost me nothing, too. I got it on sale. It was great. You ask them about insurance. You got insurance on that car? Yeah, I got insurance. What do you got? I don't know. Whatever the guy told me I had to have. It's exactly the answer you're going to get. I got whatever the guy told me I had to have. Right? As a general rule, I get it, man. I mean, I know some of us are more at it. Some of us are more involved in this shit and everything. And we really, we get into the weeds on it and we really want to know. But most of us, that's the answer we're going to have. Right? Well, I had to have insurance. I had to get the coverage binded before I could drive off the lot. And this is what the agent told me I needed. Great. Well, what did he tell you needed? I don't know. Whatever it is, man. I just, I gave him the money and he told me I had insurance. Wow. Fabulous, right? And for a lot of us, that is a lot of money, man. I don't know about you guys out there, but I'm paying a lot of money for insurance these days, right? I told you guys it's gone up 48, 49% since the end of COVID. Now, I don't know how many years that is. It's not too many. And I think that's a damn lot of money in a very short time, okay? And obviously here in New York, it's probably more expensive than in the majority of other places in the country. I mean, overall, nationwide, it's been exploding, but I think it's safe to say in the tri-state area, we probably get really, banged over the head, screwed. And you would think people would start to smarten up and say, whoa, hold on a second. What exactly the hell am I paying for? Why is my insurance went up 10%? Right? I get the guys in my office. They bitch and complain. My homeowner's insurance went up again. My car insurance. They don't know what the hell they're paying for. These are guys I work with don't even know what they're paying for. Folks, wake up, okay? Because the time to find out is not when you have an accident. And that's what's going on here, folks. All right? Nobody knows. And then you put the claim in and you're like, oh, I didn't know I had a $1,000 deductible. I didn't know that, which is bullshit because most people know right off the bat what they told the insurance company. They get amnesia. All right. And if you don't get amnesia, well then, I don't know what to tell you. I think that's the worst thing when you don't even know what the hell you promised the insurance company you're going to pay. So now they tell you owe them $1,000. That means before they even want to pay a penny of your claim, you have to pay $1,000. And here's where it gets tricky, folks. All right. Stay with me here. Okay. Hang in there. This is where it gets tricky. Years gone by, decades past, your agent, your broker, don't worry about it. You go to the body shop, they help you with your deductible. Folks, newsflash, all right? Listen up. This week, he's getting all worked up again. That shit ain't flying no more, folks. You know why? Because the margins are shrinking so much, especially with Allstate and State Farm. All right? There simply is no room there. There's no deductible funds. There's no money set aside in a budget every year by a body shop to take care of your deductible. All right? That shit's drying up out there. So next time you go fill out a form or you buy a policy and the guy tries to blow smoke up your ass and say, don't worry about it. Take that high deductible. When you get to the body shop, they're going to help you. Ain't happening. Okay? It's not happening. And it's not happening, especially with Allstate and State Farm, because these guys are doing their best to pay you as little as possible. It's worse now. I've been in this industry for 34 years. It's worse now than I've ever seen it before. Okay? Used to be a natural adversarial position, body shop, right? Insurance company, consumer in the middle, body shop fights for the consumer, You can't even fight the fight, guys. I can't even fight the fight. They've tied our hands now. They've succeeded. You can't make this shit up. They have succeeded, all right? Follow me here, in basically blowing up the process. Okay, so my hands are tied. Okay? My hands are tied. And if you have State Farm and Allstate, you better damn well get on the ball here and talk to your agent, take a look at your insurance policy and find out what the hell you're paying for, what you're covered for, and what their expectation is if you have an accident, you have a loss. Because they don't want to pay for much, and the shit they want to pay for is real crap. All right? You got State Farm and Allstate locating stuff in Tupelo, Mississippi, and Timbuktu, Ohio. Shit from all over the place. They don't care what this stuff looks like, who's selling it. Yep, they'll find crap in the middle of nowhere in Arizona. All right? And it's basically take it or leave it. You don't like it? I don't know what to tell you. That's what we're paying for. It's out there. It's available. That's what we're paying for. All right? The other thing State Farm likes to do, Allstate likes to do, they like to have their guys come in, look at the car, you write an estimate, you go. And this is what I mean by they destroyed the process. I can't even negotiate on your behalf. I negotiate. Used to be I'm supposed to negotiate and get an agreed price. I can't even do that. Because now if I get an agreement with their adjuster, some idiot in his underwear in a closet somewhere tells him, no, take that off, and I don't agree with the 5 hours on the panel, make it 3 hours. So the estimate comes through, nothing like what I discussed with your insurance guy. Now remember what I said, your insurance guy, it's your claim. Okay? It's not the body shop's claim, it's your claim. Just a messenger, folks. That's all I am. Like I said, we're giving you information, knowledge you need and can use, and advice you can trust. And my advice is, if you have State Farm or Allstate, you better damn well get involved, and you better start taking a more personal interest in your policies. Because the rates are going up, and the service is going down. That's the bottom line. Okay? And a lot of folks out there, we might want to really start seriously thinking about contacting our elected representatives in Albany, all right, in the Assembly and the State Senate and everything, and start waking these folks up and telling them, listen, insurance companies are basically ripping us off, all right? That's what they're doing, ripping us off, rewriting the rules, ignoring Reg 64, and I mean ignoring it. Folks, Reg 64, okay, I'll leave you with this before we sign off here. Reg 64, you've heard me talk about that, all right? Reg 64 is the guiding mechanism in New York State for both insurance companies and body shops, okay? Everything in there is designed to protect you and me, the consumer, against the insurance industry, all right? And it's also in there to also protect against bad actors with the body shop as well. But it's more proactive for the body shop also. They're considered a consumer when it comes to, the insurance company. Okay, but in black and white, all right, go check this out. All right, everything's online. Go to Department of Financial Services and put in Reg 64, and you will see. I keep a copy of it in my desk because it's the Bible in New York State. At least it used to be. Okay, and it says right in there you must use certified parts. It's called CAPA. CAPA is an independent rating agency, okay, and it's their responsibility to grade these parts to make sure they meet or exceed the original equipment parts. So in other words, if you have a fender that's damaged on your Ford F-150 and I have to replace it, I should get a Ford F-150 fender. Insurance company said, well, we're not going to give you that. We're going to give you this piece of shit over here, but it's certified. All right? So it's a Capper certified part. That means it meets or exceeds the Ford part. If it doesn't, I'm not supposed to use it. They have decided themselves that that's not necessarily true. Okay? So they're now writing on their estimates non-certified parts. That's right. Your car. They're putting parts on your car that are not safe. Okay? They have not been shown, they have not been demonstrated to meet or exceed the original equipment part. And this could be for anything, folks. This could be for form, fit, performance. All right? Could be the metal that they use. The paint may not adhere to it. I don't know. It could be anything. If they're not certified, that's a little creepy, okay? Because the certified parts are pretty shitty to begin with. I can't imagine what the non-certified ones are, all right? And then what they're doing, you have companies like Progressive, which is another winner. All right, you got all the three amigos there. You got State Farm, Allstate, and Progressive right in the line there. Progressive's another one. You got Progressive, wake up, okay? They're Progressive, all right, but not for you, for them. Their guys come in, same thing. They videotape the car. They do videos. They go back. They talk to the boss. The boss tells them, I don't give a shit what you got there. Who cares what they're doing to the car? This is the way you're going to write the estimate. The estimate comes back all screwed up, all different. They're writing non-certified shit. And we're finding out that they're writing it, even though there's a certified part available, they write the cheap, non-certified part. So the moral of the story here today, folks, the takeaway today here on Crash Course is what? Get involved with your insurance, okay? Treat it like anything else, like you're buying a car, like you're buying a TV, like you're buying a brand new bed, like you're buying a laptop, okay? Like you're buying anything else. Get intimately involved in this, because if you're not and you have a claim, you're going to be in deep shit, all right? And I'm not kidding. And what do I mean by deep shit? Well, could be money, right? Could be money. They don't negotiate in good faith, okay? I don't have a deductible fund. So if they're not negotiating in good faith and you have a $500 D and you say to me, I don't have any money, I don't know what to tell you. I don't either, okay? I don't either. I don't have a separate bank account, all right? There's no back room, magician waving a wand and everything ends up working out. Don't work like that. It's economics, folks, like in any other business. Pure economics. Dollars and cents. The dollars and cents don't add up, you're paying me. Okay? And it's getting bad. It's really getting bad. All right? So moral story here, takeaway on Crash Course is you have got to get more intimately involved with your insurance. Okay? Remember what I said, shop your insurance. Go check out your policy, see what you have. Make sure that you're paying for what you need. Make sure that you have what you need as far as coverages. And folks, make sure you're not paying for too much. I just looked at my own policy at the end of the year and I said, holy shit, I had everything maxed out. I had maximum BI, maximum uninsured motorist coverage. I cut that stuff down. I didn't need that kind of protection anymore, right? I no longer owned a home. I didn't have the assets to worry about. So I was able to reduce that. And as a result, I reduced my premium, okay? But again, I'm intimately involved. I know what I have. I know my coverages. I know the dollar amount of those coverages. I know what to expect as far as that goes. I'm also with a very good company, USAA. All right, they seem to be one of the few companies out there, I will say that is still trying to do the right thing. All right, not perfect, do the right thing. All right, but if you're with Allstate, Progressive, and State Farm, get on the ball, get involved, check it out. Make sure you know what you're paying for. Make sure you're prepared. If you have a claim, these three companies are not your friend, folks. They are not your friend. All right, that'll do it. Come check us out on the next show. Hey, everybody, check out the commercial, right? We have a really cool commercial running right now. It's for V&JAutobody.com. V&J Auto Body in Lindenhurst, Southampton. Great sponsor of ours. Amazing body shop, okay? Can't say enough about them. Go check it out and go to V&JAutobody.com and check out the video there and a lot of other good stuff. All right? See you next time.